for a foot or an inch, yeah, I fight for you all. Is the truth and I'm in, yeah, I fight for every breath that I take, and I fight for every step that I make. When you add up the inches, life or death, winning or losing is the difference. You are the witness, inches around us, every second decisions. Too slow and I missed it, fast and I skipped it, but I'm on time so I gripped it. If you were ready to die then you will get this. If you're afraid of your life then you fight for that edge. No matter how far I come I know I still got a step to take. Pull that's it. Yeah, I do what I have to get where I got to. Eat does that's it. I've been called worse by better, so what can you do to me? Fight for that edge. This is more than a team, it's family and I'll die for them.
Four, three, two, one, here we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the pinnacle of the IWC calendar year. It is December of 2013. It is winner take all. Joe Dombrowski, Jay Worthington Farnsworth here at ringside. Ready to start off in a big way. We're going to start off hot, Jay Worth, literally.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest is a special fatal four-way for the IWC Tag Team Championship. Introducing team number one. They weigh in at a combined weight of 423 pounds. Here's the team of Keith Haught and Colin Delaney, Haught and Q.
We're kicking it off with tag team championship action. Jay Worth, former champion.
I'm excited. Can't you see? This is my excited face, Joe.
Well, the viewers can't see.
Well, that's
your clean shaven face. I'm not used to that.
Yeah, I know. Every now and then I gotta clean up.
Colin Delaney, Keith Haught, looking to clean up some tag gold, become two-time tag team champions, and Keith Haught's jiggling already in the corner.
Look who upgraded their segways. Clean up some gold, Joe.
What do you think of that scarf Keith Haught's wearing?
Well, I think it's functional. I think it probably works better if he wore a shirt. But, I mean, you know, it has some flair.
Colin and Haught, one of the most unlikely tag team duos in IWC history. But, man, they shocked the world about a year ago when they captured that crown. Can lightning strike twice in court time?
Team number two, being accompanied to ringside by the magnificent Madison. They weigh in at a total combined weight of 560 pounds. Here's the team of Marshall the Bull and Bronco McBride.
This Jay Worth, in my estimation, in this four-team tag team matchup is the X factor because you have combination of two separate, very successful tag teams. Bronco McBride going on his own, carrying on the Blue Collar Slaughterhouse name and legacy. It's Marshall the Bull Gambino from the famous Gambino family legacy. And they, through a series of wars, have earned some mutual respect and joined together as one.
I would say probably the team that is the most violent out of the four that are competing in this. And I agree that they are the X Factor.
Colin and Keith are competing intensely for that honor, though.
Oh, yeah. More like they're trying to compete on X Factor. Dancing, clapping, like a little hoot man.
Introducing team number three, being accompanied to ringside by Ginger and Corey Futuristic. They weigh in at a combined weight of 450 pounds. Here is the Lord of the Lane, Brian the Kingpin McDowell, and Flexor, the STD.
Of course, Corey Futuristic and Ginger escorting the STDs, the sexy talented dudes. Be remiss if we didn't mention Madison, the business advisor of Marshall Gambino, at ringside as well. We'll keep an eye on some of these moving parts on the outside of the ring as well.
I want to point out that Ginger's dress is glowing. It lights up.
Excuse me?
Yeah, look at the bottom frame. You can't see it right now, but I promise, I am not making that up. That's an IWC exclusive, people.
Sad thing is, I don't doubt you.
Maybe Corey Futuristic brought that from the future for her.
Please.
All my friends are black.
Well, you don't see that stuff in today's day and age.
And introducing the final team. They weigh in at a combined weight of 420 pounds. They are your reigning and defending IWC Tag Team Champions, Jimmy Nuts and Joseph Brooks, Team Big League.
That confetti cannon, that C4 Brooks.
Didn't seem to work.
No, it's been turning on him lately. Jimmy Nuts, Joseph Brooks, reigning IWC Tag Team Champion.
Wait, hold on.
As part of Team Big League. He's got another one?
Yeah, he's got a second one. I think.
Well, he smashed the first one. It's laying on the ground. He's got to get this in.
There we go.
The Mad Hatter of IWC Wrestling, perhaps.
Did my name for him stick? Have we been calling him the Glitterati?
We'll go with it.
Glitterati.
But it's going to take more than glitter to survive a war of attrition such as this. There's been a lot of speculation as far as who's minding the store in Team Big League. There's been a lot of speculation as far as who's really running the show. It seems we've gotten conflicting reports from John McChesney, from Norm Connors. Even from the tag team champions, Nuts and Brooks don't seem to be on the same page. Is there dissension, or is there a greater plan afoot? We hope to find out tonight, Jayworth.
Well, we shall see. I mean, I guess it's up to Team Big League to show us what they'll show us, but we'll start with the Tag League, see how they are there.
Keep in mind, Big League and his cronies have a big night. Shane Taylor one-on-one with Logan Shulo. Of course, McChesney defending the IWC title against Dalton Castle. Norm Connors set to be the special referee.
And looks like we're starting off with Brooks and Haught. Was that a tag?
Well, the two men in the ring. We got to go with it. Haught's jiggling.
And you know, once he starts to shake, it takes a long time for that to die down.
Oh, face full of cleavage.
Forced motorboat, if you will.
And it's Haught in control, center of the ring with a side headlock on Brooks.
I'm gonna say this is the first match I've ever seen where they've transitioned motorboat to headlock.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that for sure. Keith Haught in control right now, early on, of Joseph Brooks. You got to wonder if the pressure on Team Big League, well, pressure of another sort there, but the pressure on Team Big League is going to deter the tag team of Nuts and Brooks in this contest. You have some very formidable teams, of course. Haught and Cute, the former tag team champions. The STDs, unlikely tag team champions. And Bronco and Marshall, makeshift tag team champions, potentially.
Look, you need to throw a little bit of Occam's razor into this. The simplest answer is the correct answer. Nuts and Brooks, the Glitterati, have the belts. Regardless of what's going on, I don't think they care about what's happening with Team Big League nearly as much as they care about the fact that they want to hold on to their belts.
Especially when stuff like this is going on.
Yeah, the motorboat seemed downright tame compared to everything else that's happened, huh?
You're not getting over that motorboat easy, are you?
I've seen a lot of training. I've never seen that in wrestling.
Forced tag by Joseph Brooks. In comes Chest Flexor, the de facto leader of the sexy, talented dudes.
And look at that outfit.
Yeah, look at that. He tops himself every month somehow.
It's like ABBA came from outer space. Wow.
Only a 1 count on that exchange, says referee Jake Clemens. And let's not discount Ginger and Corey Futuristic on the outside.
Not at all. Can you see the dress lighting up from here?
I can see that. Hopefully we can get a shot of it for our DVD, but Ginger is glowing. You are correct.
And the DVD being shot by the fine folks at Sorgatron Media.
.com.
Who will be having the Wrestling Mayhem show's 400th anniversary show coming up. You should definitely look into that. Joe, look into that.
Thank you very much. I'm a guest there. I'm a fan. There's the dress.
I keep trying to get in. They won't. I don't know. Every week there's something wrong with the guest list.
We just showed the dress and you're too busy talking about yourself. But watch Marshall, nearly 300 pounds, colliding into Keith Haught.
Oh!
The right hand follow through. Marshall Gambino at his finest.
There is no double entendre with violence.
Not
you
in the
punch a
least.
guy in the face, it has a clear and implicit meaning. You flip him off before you do it, even more so.
Oh, sure. What do you make of the tag team dynamic between Bronco and Marshall Gambino? We saw these men in a violent steel cage match against one another this past summer, and now they got to learn to get along. Will there be any resentment there lingering?
They don't have to learn to get along. They have to learn how to tag together. And frankly, if you find someone who can kick a little rear end as well as you do, I would rather have him on my team than have him staring off at me. I don't blame either of them for
Near fall, 2 count.
for seizing a good opportunity and saying, let's see what we can make of it.
Bronco sends Haught back into enemy territory, and keep in mind, in a matchup like this, you've got 3 different sets of enemies. You don't need to be pinned to lose the matchup. Very dangerous for anybody, but especially a defending tag champion. As Haught turns things around on Flexor, in comes Colin Delaney, the extremely cute wrestler.
Yeah. I was going to point out you can lose this match by having someone tag you out, and you can never get back in to even try and save yourself.
Oh, Colin hits hard. That's Marshall's power. Colin tried to land on his feet. Oh, Marshall put twice as much torque behind it. Colin is sent down. And it's really such a strange dichotomy, Jayworth. You want to be tagged in so you can win, but you want to stay tagged out so you don't tire yourself out before you have that opportunity. It's such a touch and go as far as strategy.
Yeah, it's a delicate dance, isn't it? You got to wear everyone out, but
And Marshall manipulating everybody. Marshall usually the one with the temper, but we know through the years of Marshall's family business, he knows how to manipulate, he knows how to hurt, and he especially knows how to get in your head.
I've never seen someone that's been able to anger people quite like Marshall the Bull Gambino. He has a knack for it.
Absolutely. And Colin got caught. That could do it here. Marshall, cover.
That could do it for Colin Delaney. That could do it for the floor of the ring.
I believe Marshall's a 5-time former IWC Tag Team Champion along with brother Mickey. Bronco has never been a co-holder of the Tag Team Championship. History could be made.
And Colin trying to feed off these fans that are applauding for him, but apparently now he's just feeding off some knuckle sandwiches. Know what I mean, Joe?
I do know what you mean.
Knuckle sandwiches. Punches, Joe.
Colin trying to break the grasp of Bronco, center of the ring. But Bronco, overwhelming power. Colin dropping the back of his head. And man, is Colin taking a beating thus far.
Good Lord. I think that suplex means that Colin can't remember his family, which is sad being that Christmas is coming.
Aggressive tag from Bronco to McDowell, and they almost got into it. Keep in mind, McDowell was part of that cage match against Blue Collar Slaughterhouse, teaming with Marshall Gambino as a surrogate, so all these teams have some bad blood.
Yeah, it seems that the waters have been muddied a bit on at least half of it. And to be fair, I don't know that Marshall really cares who he punches as long as he has someone to punch.
McDowell, the kingpin, the most powerful member of the sexy, talented dudes, I think you could say.
If you mean by strength, yes.
Most killer instinct as well.
I would say as far as power, time travel's a hell of a power.
Well, allegedly. I don't know if I believe that he trains with Nolan Gowan either in the future.
No, it is a great power. It's not a legend.
Colin up and over. Flexor, McDowell both neutralized, and the STDs collide. And a tag into Jimmy Nuts. Now let's watch Jimmy Nuts. It was back at Retro Reunion. Nuts' knee gave out on him. He couldn't finish the matchup. Brooks ended up defeating Arrow for him. 2-on-1 in a tag title defense. What is Futuristic doing now? I think Flexor just pushed Corey in the ring. And Corey got drilled. But he's not in this match. Nuts just realized that. That's how chaotic it is.
Oh!
Here comes Haught. He's trying to pin Corey.
And there goes Bronco.
And Colin gonna add to the pile.
Oh no. Are you doing the math on this, Joe?
It's a good thing Corey's from the future, because at this point he won't live to see it.
No. This leaves one. This has me worried.
Baby Bo gonna fly.
Look at the grin on his face.
Everybody moves except one.
Oh.
I don't know how you would write Corey's tombstone since his birthday hasn't happened yet, but Colin Delaney measures Marshall with a foot, and now referee lost all control of this one, all thanks to the STD.
Everything is going, oh, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly here.
Keith Haught connects high. Amazing agility.
I was going to say, you don't see that too often.
Flexor with a gut buster. It's a lot of gut to bust.
McBride.
Oh, Bronco. Debilitating clothesline.
Oh.
And Nuts with a forearm. Nuts gonna do this. Retaining the tag team titles.
And clearly,
Bronco
the
McBride
STDs
and
are
Marshall
not
the
happy.
Bull have been eliminated.
And apparently elimination rules factoring in here. Excuse me, my apologies. As we move forward, Bronco and the Bull are gone. And Jayworth, when you look at these men on paper, maybe not as a team, but individually, maybe the two most intimidating. That's a big get.
Yeah, very true. Oh.
And Flexor hits hard right after McDowell, and Brooks and Nuts. What are they strategizing here? Gonna put something together. Double baseball slide, nicely done. But watch out for the former champs. Look at Keith Haught.
I don't know what he's doing, but that kind of makes me a little nervous.
He's acting as a shield.
Oh.
They can't see Colin coming until it's too late.
To be fair, I probably wouldn't have been looking in that general direction to begin with, so it's a good plan.
Colin Delaney takes out 4 for the price of 1. And Keith Haught gonna add the exclamation point.
Oh!
And everybody down. Tag titles at stake, Jayworth. I can feel it. Colin and Keith Haught, they could two-peat.
Two-peat?
They could win the tag team titles a second time.
Yeah, but I mean, we have a word for that. Repeat.
Okay.
You don't need to create one. We have one.
Flexor with a neck breaker. Flexor with a neck breaker. And Flexor just pinned Colin.
Oh, my.
Haught and Cute have been eliminated.
So much for their two-peat.
That's true. They had all the momentum. But, man, chest Flexor catching Colin off guard. The damage done. The drops on the head so far in this matchup. Come back to haunt him. And now it's Brooks. Center of the ring with chest Flexor. The deep hook in the leg for 2.
You can never count out the power and the agility and the sheer skill and charisma of Checks Flexor.
First thing with your new tongue.
Flexor.
There you go. Nuts and Brooks with a tag. I noticed a bit of a split second of hesitation there. Did you catch that?
I did.
And Nuts stacks him up for 2. Near fall situation once again. Nuts and Brooks, it seems like they've been able to put their differences aside and be very cohesive. And it looks like one would think they're on their way to a successful championship defense here. But you can't really underestimate the fight in chest Flexor. We've seen him assaulted by some of the toughest in IWC history before.
True. Very true.
And Nuts catching Flexor. Drops him with a modified hot shot in the corner. And now Nuts going to work. That neckbreaker beat Colin. Could have beat Flexor.
Oh, no. Look at this.
Backslide.
Yeah,
Shoulders down for 2.
Oh.
Less than a second away from new champions. But what a recovery from Jimmy Nuts. Flexor down for 2 now.
Now, what a great counter. Just stomped the guy in the face.
And watch out in your peripherals. McDowell was ready to get involved there if chest Flexor had needed it. And this crowd has really adopted Jimmy Nuts in recent weeks.
This crowd is going nuts.
Double clothesline, both men down.
Going nuts.
And this could be a turning point. And McDowell and Brooks head each other off center of the ring. We're not going to wait for tags. Jake Clemens trying to enforce the rules here. But he's intimidated. Nobody's even paying attention to the guy anymore. What is it? Bowling ball and confetti cannon.
Well,
nobody's going to win the tag titles like this.
as far as random weapons go, how does this end?
Very badly. Swing and a miss.
No, no. Oh.
Bowling ball countered. Another a struggle over the bowling ball. Brooks just nailed Nuts on accident. And Flexor the driver. Nuts in the back of his head. We got new champions.
What did I tell you?
We got new champions.
What did I tell you?
Winners and new IWC Tag Team Champions, the STDs.
The STDs
Never count out Jack's Flexor.
The STDs have infected the IWC Tag Team titles. I don't believe it.
Good Lord, you realize what this means? Corey Futuristic
Oh my
could
God,
take those belts to the future, and we may never see them again.
And I thought Haught and Colin were unlikely. STDs atop the tag division. Oh man, the tag team scene just got real interesting. But back in the ring, Brooks and Nuts are having words. Is this a bad omen for
Shut
Team
that
Big
music
League
off!
later tonight?
Shut it off!
Oh no.
I just walked in the door just now to hear that you two get pinned and lose. You just lost tag team titles. Tonight's winner take all. Nuts.
Wasn't Nuts' fault.
Now you're gonna make more excuses, huh? Every time with you, Nuts, it's an excuse. Every single time. You tried to take this title from me over in White Oak, then you hurt your little damn knee. What's wrong with you? Shut your mouth!
It was an accident. Can't blame Jimmy Nuts. Did his best. I don't side with him very often, but I mean, really.
Listen, tonight was supposed to be, tonight is still gonna be, because of me, not you, the night of Team Big League. Winner takes all, Dalton Castle falls. But no, you had to ruin half of it. Norm Connors has a strip club in Vegas. We have a red eye at the airport waiting for us. Nikki Benz is waiting at the Penthouse Club just for us. But no, you're not gonna walk in with a title like you should have. Nuts, you know what? It's been a long road with us. You call yourself Jimmy Nuts, I don't think you have any nuts at all.
Whoa! Jimmy Nuts standing up to McChesney and Brooks from behind.
Well, we know whose loyalties lie where, don't we?
And
Where's
it's Brooks
your Jimmy Nuts now, Pittsburgh, huh?
Brooks assaulting Nuts! Team Big League imploding!
The glitterati just exploded like a glitter cannon.
Now who called this shot?
Where is it? Nuts, nuts. I don't hear it at all. You all love Jimmy Nuts, don't you? That makes me sick. Well, you can love Jimmy Nuts all you want. I hate you, Jimmy Nuts. You are out of Team Big League.
Wow. And I gotta wonder if this is partly motivated by the pressure John McChesney is under in the IWC title match tonight, James.
Oh, clearly.
John McChesney, all or nothing with Dalton Castle tonight. Norm Connors, a special referee, but a big-time shakeup. Tag team titles and Jimmy Nuts out of Team Big League, right out of the chute. Stop this.
King of the hood, everything wood. Look like a forest in the truck and I'm a wood. Matches on the set, big open deck, hardwood flows and that thing.
weighs in at 243 pounds, wrestling out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Here is Asylum!
Two IWC debuting stars about to enter action. This is Asylum, best known as one half of the Flatliners tag team, basing their careers out of the Ontario area, along with his partner Burns. Asylum, a big boy going at it into singles action. Here tonight, Jay Worth, he's been in Ring of Honor. He's been in the ECWA. He's in the K-Cup Tag Team Tournament. But tonight, we'll see how Asylum fares one-on-one. As we await the presence of a fellow debuting star who will be taking on Asylum one-on-one, very outmatched, but certainly will bring the heart. What are your first impressions of Asylum?
It's a big dude. Also, more colorful in the tights department than I was expecting. Well,
That's why you're here.
I was not expecting such color from such a big dude.
Not from somebody who's known as a flatliner.
Yeah,
Not at all.
Yeah.
Or a Canadian, for that matter. Kingdom James never wore that.
That's true. I may have seen Butcher cartoon in it on occasion.
Never heard of him.
His opponent. He weighs in at 176 pounds, wrestling out of South Beach, Miami, Florida. He is the ballistic missile, Jay Flash.
Jay Flash is called the ballistic missile because how explosive his offense is when he gets into that ring. He's undersized, but he's all heart. And Jay Flash calls all of his fans the Flash Addicts, and they are here in mass to support Jay Flash in the biggest step of his career, his IWC debut.
Yeah, although I gotta say, Jay giving up some pounds on Asylum. Like 400 of them or so?
Not quite 400, but certainly giving up a significant bit of weight. But that's never stopped Jay Flash before. Obviously in excellent shape, even though he's not exactly the bulkiest athlete.
No.
But Asylum is deceptively athletic as well. It should be a very interesting matchup. Momentum and first impressions are very, very key in professional wrestling. Only one man can walk out of this matchup with a positive in both. Truth. Jay Flash competes mainly in Ohio, West Virginia, other parts of Pennsylvania. Seen him in a variety of other regional promotions. Jay Flash is really synonymous with somebody who's worked their way from the ground up, the truly underground independent promotions you never really hear about, onto the brighter lights of IWC. Flash has been, in the estimation of many, a diamond in the rough for quite some time.
Well, he'll get to show what kind of shine he has under these lights tonight.
Yeah, Flash trying to take out that leg, not that thigh muscle early on of Asylum. Quickens the pace, but got caught in the air like a little baby. Oh! Great agility, Crucifix Pin has him, no! And Jay Flash, that's why they call him the ballistic missile. So explosive, so spontaneous! And there's a satellite head scissors. Asylum is down, Asylum is dazed, and Asylum has been chopped down to size, Jay Worth. Another cover, only one.
You'll notice Jay Flash just constant motion. I think he realizes he's not going to win any power game, any striking here. Keep himself moving. Oh!
Flash took too much time. The big man recovered and got 2.5. Not just scooping that foot off the second rope, but an awkward landing across the bone of the knee as well.
Yeah, Jay Flash may have expected to land on his back, but he wasn't expecting that interruption coming down.
That sudden harsh angle, not so much.
Yeah. It's not the falling, it's the sudden stop.
There you go. Well, Asylum looking to turn some heads here. First time I've seen him in singles competition.
Oh!
Got the splash.
You saw the ring move on that.
That could do it.
Still plenty of gas, or at least some gas left in the tank at Jay Flash.
Asylum actually with a rugby background in high school and college in his native Canada. He wears a mouth guard that's based upon his days in the rugby field.
Well, I don't blame him. Proper teeth is key to being success within our society.
I guess. Okay, we'll go with that. Jay Flash looking to mount some offense. Flash looking to go back to what worked in the outset of the match. But Asylum certainly has significantly recovered by this point.
Say, Jay Flash there was trying just to not fall off.
Oh, look at the ease he elevates Jay Flash. Did Asylum. Huge superplex. That could do it. Near fall. My
Lord,
God.
he was up so high he almost kicked our intricate lighting rig.
It was one fluid motion to elevate Jay Flash. I've never seen somebody lifted with that much ease.
Yeah, it was zero resistance.
Asylum is actually toured Japan in the recent past, competing for Osaka Pro Wrestling, respected independent over there.
Oh, great place. Have you been there?
I have not.
A wonderful promotion. I'm a huge fan.
Jay Flash, springboard drop kick, nicely done. Adjustment midstream by the ballistic missile. Jay Flash loves to use a top rope senton. He calls it the cannonball, but a ways away from that standard variation that time. But not very impressive when you got a guy the size of Asylum.
I was gonna say, you'll notice Asylum, I don't know if he's trying to power out, but he certainly is.
Yeah.
Every time he gets out of a pin, Jay Flash goes flying.
Flash only got to estimate about 170 pounds or so. I mean,
I was going about 45.
oh please. Asylum's got to have, you got to think 50 pounds on this kid at least.
50, honestly.
Flash
I
rolls
put it
through.
closer to 75.
Very possible. Flash looking to go springboard. At stutter step, Asylum caught him. Asylum, you didn't need to give him a second opening. Flash is trying to fight it.
Asylum's just jerking him around.
Gut wrench powerbomb. That'll do it. See you bye.
Just shook him like a rag doll. And then spiked him like punching a prom.
Well, we can see that first impression. See where that momentum went. Jay Flash, gutsy showing. I can't take anything away from the kid. Jay Flash did not back down from nearly insurmountable odds, but Asylum gets his hand raised. I think there's big things in IWC for both these men, but particularly the big flatline.
You talked about first impression. I think there's still an impression of Jay Flash in the ring.
Introducing first, he weighs in at 210 pounds, wrestling out of Cleveland, Ohio. He's the bee's knees, the Pets pajamas, the whole shebang, Johnny Gargano!
Johnny Gargano has reigned for over 2 years now as the Dragon Gate USA Open the Freedom Gate champion, their top championship. That title has taken Gargano across this world into Europe and frequent stops in Japan. Gargano makes his return to IWC after a couple-of-year absence and steps right back into contention for a championship he has proudly held once before. But this Johnny Gargano is bigger and better and more seasoned than any time we've seen Johnny Gargano in the past.
Introducing combatant number 2.
Waiting the presence of our second participant in this three-way matchup. Here he
He
comes.
weighs in at 195 pounds, and he's a roaming the streets at night, creeping while you're sleeping. He is the Neon Ninja, the Aerosol Assassin, Facade!
Facade is a 3-time former Super Indy champion, a man who, among most recent times held that championship, was defeated for it this past October at Retro Reunion by Zima Ion in a surprise appearance by the Filipino supermodel. Back on top of the division that has defined him for the past several years. But Facade and Gargano know each other very well. It was actually Gargano's IWC debut. These men captured the IWC Tag Team Championships back in 2007.
Boom, boom, Colt Cabana, boom, boom, Colt Cabana, boom, boom, Colt Cabana, it's Colt Cabana. Straight out of the shop.
And introducing the final combatant, he weighs in at 252 pounds, wrestling out of Maxwell Street in Chicago, Illinois. Here is Colt, boom, boom, Cabana!
veteran Colt Cabana has been part of this organization off and on since almost day one. Who can forget his memorable rivalries with the likes of CM Punk in the early part of the 2000s? Cabana, always a perennial title contender whenever he comes to IWC. Cabana in a year or two as well is scheduled very demanding all across the world. Of course, the host of the Art of Wrestling podcast online as well. But Colt, his first love is always in the ring and would love to hold a championship. Again, he has held before at Super Indy Championship. He can win this matchup and move on to a future title shot against the winner of the Zima Ion RJ City matchup taking place later on tonight. And you can tell these fans missed Colt Cabana, resident of Maxwell Street in Chicago, Illinois. As three very divergent styles get set to get underway in this matchup, as I'm now being joined by our special guest of the evening. He is Mr. Matt Stryker. We'll see you in action a little bit later on, but happy to see you here at the broadcast table.
Well, I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to notice that Johnny is wearing a Mighty Igor hat. Look, I've been on the air for 7 seconds. I've already made an antiquated wrestling reference. It's a new record. Can I make an S.A. Rios reference there for Facade?
Please do. Please do.
Cabana didn't get his chance to do his John Favreau impersonation. All right, I think I'm all caught up.
Now that you've got that out of your system, three very diverse styles, as I mentioned. Cabana, big on the mind games. Facade, big on the aerial inclination. And Gargano, very, very well-rounded. Gargano can go just about any style.
Well, how come you didn't say big for Gargano? Does size matter in your world?
Absolutely.
But that's what they tell you. Well, this is the way I see this. Anytime you have a triple threat or a three-way dance, whatever you want to call it, the rules come into play. Can you enlighten us?
Well, it's one fall to a finish in this matchup. You do not have to be pinned to lose the matchup. We saw earlier on a four-way matchup that was elimination rules to determine the tag team champions. And it's a situation you can lose the matchup without getting pinned or submitting.
Yeah, so it behooves you to keep an eye on both your opponents. You almost are playing safety. You're trying to save your opponent from being pinned because, in essence, you're saving yourself as well.
Colt Cabana was the first man in history to hold both the IWC Championship and Super Indy Championship at different points in his IWC career, as a feeling out process early on. A lot of respect, as has been a staple of the Super Indy division since its formation in 2002. Referee CJ Sensation, competitor in Super Indy 1 back in the day. So a lot of rich history, and all three of these men, as I mentioned, former champions.
And pleasantries being explained and exchanged as well. And I like that Johnny is reluctant to press flesh. This isn't a friendship competition. This is called wrestling, folks. Can I say that word here?
Yes, that's
okay,
allowed.
cool.
That's allowed. Cabana having flashbacks to 02 with CJ Sensation. Cabana won Super Indy 2. And Super Indy, of course, the prestigious tournament surrounding this title every single year. Cabana won that back in 2003. And in the finals, Cabana actually defeated the other Matt Stryker from Cincinnati.
Yes, the original Matt Stryker, a great competitor.
Facade with a roll-up on Gargano. Gets too early, and Cabana on the outside.
And you can tell that the 2 count, and again, another 2 count so early.
Cabana loves to get inside your head.
It shows you how caught off guard these wrestlers are with Cabana's antics.
When you come into this matchup so determined, so focused, so intense, and Cabana's just always so laid back, it throws you off. And now Colt Cabana thrown off.
And Johnny Gargano thrown off. And Facade thrown off.
Quite literally in that
exchange. Do you
exchange.
want to just take over from here?
Rapid fire recovers from Gargano and Facade. At the very least, they're wearing Colt Cabana out. CJ Sensation almost found himself back in contention. And Cabana's had enough.
You know, at some time, all these fun and games have to end. This Colt looks like he gets his feelings hurt.
Oh, yeah. You can bet there'll be a point in this matchup where the competitive spirit takes over. Tempers start to flare And as much as Colt Cabana projects this outwardly, make no mistake about it, he wants that title shot just as badly as anybody else.
Yeah, Colt was real excited this holiday season. Got a new singlet for Hanukkah. And you can see that Colt is trying to try new things here. You think Facade celebrates Hanukkah? Festivus? Kwanzaa? What's it like in Facade's house in the holidays?
Can only imagine. Hazy, probably. Cabana and Gargano center of the ring. And Gargano's a guy whose career I've followed since 18 years of age. He gets better every single time out.
Why are you following an 18-year-old boy?
Because I was hired to call his matches.
Oh, sorry.
Mind out of the gutter. Gargano and Facade giving chase, but Cabana.
No way.
He's a big boy, but he can fly. It's kind of an example.
Aww. And I was going to try and get her phone number.
God, I hope not.
Starts with 976. And if you get that, good for you.
You see anybody pull off polka dots quite like Colt Cabana?
Are you begging a reference here?
Facade and Gargano worried about one another. They don't see Cabana flying from the top. Now they do. Cabana's been off the mark thus
Listen,
far.
Google Maps just saw Cabana flying from the top. It's not like he's sneaking up on anyone anytime soon. Cabana's Zeppelin-like in his Zoftig appearance.
Wait,
Ooh, nice!
Facade goes for the dreadlock. It's a submission attempt here.
Yeah, a modification on cattle mutilation.
Facade has won many a Super Indy championship like that. 3-time former champion.
Yeah.
We saw him win Super Indy 12. He beat Gory and Tony Nese in the finals.
Well, the key to that move is pressing your opponent's shoulder blades together, but if Johnny can roll Facade over... Oh, my gosh. Wow.
A Boston Crab by Gargano, but Facade keeps the pressure on Colt Cabana.
And that's almost what's allowing Facade to not submit, was the fact that he had some form of base with Cabana.
And Cabana into the camel clutch.
I remember my friends Russ and Charlie Haas used to use this maneuver.
Now, if Facade submits, who wins?
Good question. You have to ask the official.
Cabana and Gargano pretty comfortable not letting up. Gargano, I think, realized Cabana honing in on his territory. Cabana trying to make an alliance. And Gargano knows where his bread is buttered.
Buttered bread is so good.
5 minutes gone by this contest. 5 minutes.
Johnny Gargano defeated the legendary Jerry Lynn to win the Super Indy Championship several years gone by. Actually had to relinquish it due to a back injury. Never was officially defeated for that championship, although he did get a subsequent title match when he returned.
Now, I like the names that you're throwing out now, Jerry Lynn. To me, that name embodies wrestling, and that's something that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it all about wrestling. Wow! And less about getting kicked in the head like that.
And that's a Facade staple. He has, as the adage goes, very educated feet. He's the best of the discipline of the Japanese style with the recklessness of ninja life and life on the streets.
Yeah, because most ninjas live on the streets. You know, a lot of ninjas have meth habits in downtown Hong Kong.
He's a dichotomy. What can I say?
Ooh,
Gargano's
nice.
with a spear. And now to the outside suicide dive on Cabana. Gargano can be so explosive in those short spurts. And keep in mind, Gargano has not been pinned in Dragon Gate USA in over 2 years. He's had that Open the Freedom Gate Championship. That shows you the role he's been on across this world.
Nice.
Spring in DDT for extra momentum.
See, now, why don't you hook a leg here? That's my question. Is Gargano distracted? Is he cocky? Why not hook a leg?
I don't think it's cockiness. I think Gargano's learned from past mistakes there. It may have just been that rush to get on top of the shoulders. But certainly great point. That could have finished this off, but you can't ever underestimate the resolve of the Neon Ninja Facade. Striking game, Gargano with southpaw. That can throw you off. But Facade certainly, one would think, would have an advantage. Facade turns to Cabana.
Wow.
To the outside, double spring into the plancha.
But let me ask you, why was Facade so concerned with Colt Cabana on the outside when he could have easily tried to go for a fall on Johnny Gargano?
That's a great point. I think Facade saw Cabana watching him and knew he wanted to neutralize Cabana before Facade turned his back to attempt the cover. Oh, this is always so dangerous. Facade loves to tightrope walk, and Gargano trips him up. Oh, we've seen Facade walk that way across steel cages, but Gargano had it scouted. Spear a second time. Cabana scouts it.
Well, you talked about the polka dots. Here you go.
There you go. One of the woods, if you will, baby. The flip-flop and fly. Facade gets it. Gargano gets it.
Is the elbow less effective without the double hand roll?
Gotta psych yourself up first.
Cabana's having such a great time out there. It's almost infectious. Listen.
IWC's like home away from home for these guys. I mean, Punk and Cabana have gone on record as saying IWC was one of, if not the first, wrestling promotion in the world to ever fly them to a show. So this is a very important part of their development. Oh! There you see the footwork of Facade. The aerosol is exploding, but met with a super kick.
Whoa!
And a turning point in this matchup is all three men are down.
And you have to go back in this match and see who's endured the most punishment. Who is the favorite right now in your mind?
In my mind, you got to go with Colt Cabana. He's had a psychological edge for much of this matchup. He had control up until a moment ago, and you can't discount the experience factor. By far the most time in an IWC ring or rings in general. When it comes to a striking game, though, if it stays to punches, you got to look at Cabana because of the mass. If it goes to kicks...
Did you just call Cabana fat?
No! He's very muscular, thickly built. Don't get me in trouble.
He has a Scott Norton-like physique.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Inzaguri, nobody home on that one. Couple of ducks. And Cabana not interested in working. Billy Goat's curse! Submission attempt! And this puts so much more pressure on Gargano than a standard Boston Crab because of the way Cabana's body's positioned.
And this is where Cabana's mass and size come into play.
And Facade for the counter. Facade knew that could have been it. I've rarely, if ever, seen Gargano tap, but if anybody could do it, it could have been that Billy Goat's curse. Double spray!
Ooh. Wow, and he landed on his feet. That's impressive.
And there you see that unorthodox nature of Facade. Double pin. Wow, what a statement that would have made.
10 minutes gone by in this contest. 10 minutes.
Whoa!
Moonsault connects. Cabrera style. Stacks him up. No. And Gargano, quick on the interruption. The endurance of these men, it's so tough to neutralize two men at once to be able to even attempt a fall.
You have to use momentum and just see which way your body is moving and strike whatever's in front of you.
And Gargano, oh, he loves to lawn dart you. And Cabana, shockingly, interrupted that. I think Gargano was going to send Facade into Cabana. Gargano woozy. Again, you never know which way Cabana gonna strike from. Great peripheral vision. And the dreaded double noggin knocker.
You can hear how the crowd is just split three ways.
Yeah.
Each of these wrestlers have their pockets of fans, their legions.
Yeah, not sure how to react. They're just appreciating the guts, the intestinal fortitude that these three men are extolling for a shot at the Super Indy Championship, which we'll see contested.
Whoa!
And hard spill to the outside. You can hear the thud back here of Colt Cabana's body hitting.
Oof.
Back in the ring, former tag champs. Far from the first time they've met one-on-one. Arashikage driver is still doing it. Facade hits it. Gargano counters. Check out the neck strength. Hours in the dojo from Facade, but Gargano used that positioning against Facade. Lawn dart, take two.
Oh, gosh.
Right between the eyes. Gargano, cover, got the hook that time, but almost had three.
Now, you've alluded to the fact that these two men were tag team champions. Anytime you're a champion with someone, you normally travel with them. You sometimes even live with them as the crowd begins to voice its appreciation for these warriors in the ring. But dissension, familiarity will always breed dissension. And if you spend too much time with someone, you start to dislike them. I've only been with you for 11 minutes, and I can't stand you.
Hertz Donut countered into the Arashikage driver. Gargano's drilled. Facade's got the shot. Facade did it!
Here is your winner and now the #1 contender to the Super Indy Championship, Facade!
Wow, Matt, just 2 months after losing the Super Indy Championship, Facade finds himself right back into top contention. Facade looking to become a 4-time Super Indy champion.
I think what we learned from this match is that Facade possesses many of the tools needed to be a great champion. He's a great striker, he's a flyer, he has high impact maneuvers, he has charisma. I like what I see from Facade. I expect great things coming in the future for this young man.
Facade pinning a man who's the longest reigning champion in wrestling today. 2+ years. Could Facade be a 4-time Super Indy champion? He'll be scouting later as Zima Ion meets RJ City for the Super Indy Championship.
I bet you were expecting somebody else, weren't you? Well, luckily that other guy is not in the building, but I am. Justin LeBar here. And I would like to bring in IWC's World Champion, John McChesney. John, you're an amazing man. Something about a plunger.
Plunger? Yeah, that's about always good for.
John, you're an amazing individual. Not only do you have your major title defense tonight against Dalton Castle, but you're out here having to handle executive duties, taking care of Jimmy Nuts because Norm Connors isn't even here yet, which you can't trust him as an executive. I'm telling you that.
Hey, I've known Norm Connors for a long time. He might not be here yet, but I trust Norm. He'll be here. And as for Jimmy Nuts, you were a waste of space when it came to being in Team Big League. I cut the fat, and that's pretty much all I need to say about that. I mean, he's gone. But speaking of your team, LeBar, hey, there he is! There he is! Mr. Entertainment, RJ City, how are you? Hey, whoa. Hey, I just met you, brother. No hugs, just handshake.
Okay, all right. Well, I wanted to wish you good luck in your little title match tonight against that peacock-a-doodle dude. Do you know what I'm saying? Is that true? I think it's true.
Oh, boy.
Go ahead, tell them what's up.
Oh, my God. I'll tell you, I must have been a good boy this year at Christmas because here I am, standing in between IWC's World Champion, John McChesney, and soon-to-be Super Indy Champion, RJ City. Merry Christmas to all, and to us, a good night.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a very special look at the circumstances leading up to our next contest.
Halo Bomb! What the hell? That's Shane Taylor! That's a 375-pounder! Oh my God! Norm said Team Big League was banned. I guess Shane Taylor, not an official member of Team Big League. Is this part of the plan? Or did McChesney call an old buddy? Oh no. No! Stop it! You're gonna permanently injure this guy! Here comes help. Locker room emptying.
Look, you know what? Hey, before you do, I say we get this done right now.
Whoa! We got a fight! Bedlam! And Plumber's trying to keep LeBar at bay. Oh, come on. LeBar sneaks out of there. Taylor!
The following contest is a special no-holds-barred farewell match.
Gun tuck, front, keep bumped in.
Set for a farewell match
Introducing first, he weighs in at 380 pounds, wrestling out of East Cleveland, Ohio. Here is notorious Shane Taylor.
The most physically imposing athlete perhaps in IWC history. We hadn't seen him in a long time, but boy did he make his return count a few months ago at Friday Night Fights when he came out of the crowd in a matchup where Team Big League had been banned, and he assaulted Logan Shulo, put Shulo out of action for a number of weeks. Shulo missed Retro Reunion as a result, and now it comes down to revenge and retribution on the 350-plus pound mercenary of John McChesney.
Well, I gotta give credit to McChesney. You need a way to get around Team Big League is banned. Find a hidden member of Team Big League. And honestly, without deviating from this match, that's why McChesney has a belt and keeps a belt. He figures out a way to do it.
But keep in mind, Jayworth, things have not gone well for Team Big League thus far. Nuts and Brooks lost the tag team titles. Jimmy Nuts kicked out. That's one ally John McChesney won't have here tonight. And what about the news we just heard a minute ago? Norm Connors still isn't here yet. Now we know the weather is rough outside. Is it a travel delay, or is there a plan at work?
Again, I'll be honest, I am not privy to the machinations of Team Big League.
That's the thing,
I don't know.
You just don't know. Can you trust Norm? Can you trust McChesney? You know, you can trust Shane Taylor loves to hurt you. What a roller coaster of a few months it has been for Logan Shulo. First the injury, courtesy of Shane Taylor, but then the big announcement Logan Shulo had in Clearfield. He didn't get a chance to deliver. We found out on IWCWrestling.com. Logan Shulo signed to a WWE developmental contract. He'll report to their farm system, NXT, in Florida next month. Shane Taylor actually going to continue his career in the Texas area. This is a farewell match, and honestly, Jayworth, we don't know if both these men are going to make it past this match to further their careers.
Yeah, very true. Everything could end here in a very big way.
Well, there's no other way but big when you're dealing with Shane Taylor.
Exactly. Shane Taylor knows how to hurt people, and Logan Shulo, when he wants revenge, there is not a more vicious animal.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'd never seen anybody, I know you've seen the clips, you've been following at IWCWrestling.com. Did you ever see anyone dominate Logan Shulo like that in the, 4, 5, 6 years we've known him?
Can't think of anyone.
I know you see Logan starting out with vengeance on his mind.
Dogged persistence.
Yeah.
The match has begun, and this is what he wants.
Shulo wanted a piece of Taylor and Clearfield. Are released last month on IWC DVD. Couldn't get it. Justin Plummer, our backstage media correspondent, host of IWC Aftershock on .com.
And staying on Shane Taylor.
Yeah, got caught up in the fracas. He got hurt. Whoa, slam attempt. Shulo's a powerful guy, but is he that powerful?
Apparently not. Not enough. Or at least you saw Shane Taylor sort of set his center of gravity there. Made sure that that the slam was not going to happen.
Oh, jeez. There's a forearm, and then there's a Shane Taylor forearm.
It's like getting hit with a baseball bat.
Shane Taylor knows no speed other than full speed ahead. He's only happy when he's hurting you. And Shulo, though, with the quickness. And follow through with a knee. And Taylor to the outside. Taylor, not off his feet, but off his game.
And you know, you would think that the size would be an advantage to Shane Taylor on the floor, but I got to give it to Logan Shulo. He's going to be the bit more vicious. He's going to be the one that's gonna push the envelope a little bit more.
Shulo sensed an opening and capitalized full bore as best he can. And Shulo, what do you even call that one? Heavy Metal Jesus with a leap from the heavens.
I want to point out, Shane Taylor saw it, looked up at him and said, yeah, you go ahead and try it. Logan Shulo knocked him over. He didn't fall, he dove into him.
And notice Shulo spread out his body weight for maximum impact. That wasn't just for show. Shulo knew what he was doing, but Shane Taylor, like a shark in the water, grabs onto your ankle and pulls.
Threw it the other way, sent Logan Shulo face first into the apron. The hardest part of the ring. I don't know if you know that.
Yes,
but
we've stated that many times.
If ever there's not really a place you want to smack your face off the ring, but really you don't want to do it there.
Although with Shane Taylor in the ring, I question if the apron's the hardest part. I may vote for Shane Taylor's skull or Shane Taylor's bicep.
Yeah, the flat of Shane Taylor's hand as he's putting a slap to your chest.
And much as we expected, this is a brawl. A lot of animosity, and Taylor not making any friends. A lot of animosity between these two men.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
And Shulo getting desperate. And again, Shulo, there's green pastures ahead, but
I don't know that Shulo's getting desperate so much as
Shulo
just Shulo just wants to hurt Shane Taylor,
yeah.
I think.
Well, you ever hear the expression, you gotta walk through hell to get to heaven?
No.
Well, you're seeing it firsthand. And Shane Taylor, that perverse smile on his face, having fun.
Yeah, like you said, Shane Taylor likes to hurt people. So this is Christmas come early for Shane Taylor.
I hope you at home can hear the impact of the forearms that we're hearing in the back of the building.
Oy. That one right to the back, possibly kidneys. There's floating spare ribs. Spare ribs.
And Shulo, once again, eerily reminiscent of Friday Night Fights. Shulo, dare I say, defenseless.
Oh, big uppercut. Oh.
Positioning not just the strike, but where he's going to strike.
Right to those ribs again.
What did he say? Giving these fans, giving Shulo a scenic tour in front of these fans. I'd sit down if I were you, miss.
Yeah, you never know. She looks like she has some spunk to her.
Well,
this may become a three-way real quick.
Yeah, spunk may be just an afterthought once Shane Taylor's done with it. You think Shane Taylor's above crossing the line as far as making his statement?
No, not at all.
Fans?
I wouldn't be surprised if he takes one of these kids and eats them.
There you go. Logan Shulo served up now in the corner. There you see the eyes of Taylor measuring the heavy metal. Jesus, but nobody home.
Up. Oh, down.
Got the. Oh. Taylor shifted the weight if he needed to shift the weight. Again, the second time was not the charm. Shulo went to that well and came up empty again.
And now just a blatant throttle on Heavy Metal Jesus. Ooh. And again, strikes to the small of the back.
Shulo for the ride. Gets the foot up, however. Shulo showing life.
Shulo is not done yet.
And now, starting to move a little. Shane's off balance. Can he get him? Oh, and Shulo slapped him.
They're applauding like you think he just won 15 grand.
Oh, couldn't get him. Oh, Shulo could have sworn that was it.
2 7/8.
But if that won't keep Shane Taylor down, what will?
I'm saying perhaps one of those darts that they use to tranquilize elephants.
Taylor reverses. Oh, caught Shulo midair. Power slam! And Taylor's done it! No! Shane Taylor's put just about everybody in this part of the country away with that power slam. Logan Shulo, not one of them.
Nope. You gotta believe each and every rib that Logan Shulo has is hurting at this point.
To say the least. And now, Shane Taylor measuring for that huge clothesline at Lariat. It's near decapitating. Shulo knows about it as well. He felt it in White Oak at Friday Night Fights. Shulo tried to retaliate, and Taylor laughing at him.
He's daring him to hit him with more.
Whoever had the temerity to laugh at him. Oh my God! Back suplex! Cover! No!
I thought that was it. Logan Shulo thought that was it.
And you can see the desperation on the face of Logan Shulo.
Shulo back to his feet.
What's next? I mean, could Shulo possibly get Taylor in the Halo Bomb? I can't see it, J-Word.
Oh!
There's a ham hock of a clothesline. God, no! And now Taylor showing the frustration.
Wow. Taylor needs to move a little quicker. Right now, you can tell Logan Shulo is clearing the cobwebs, so to speak. He needs to stay on him.
Taylor, oh no.
Oh.
Shulo position, and Taylor motioning he's going to go upstairs. This is what puts Shulo out of Friday Night Fights. Shulo was done for 6 weeks. And a miss! Shulo sidesteps. And that could have been the one saving grace for Heavy Metal Jesus.
I want to point out, it looked like Shane Taylor went down shoulder first, not just splash. That concentrates the force down a lot harder.
And Shulo mounting the offensive.
Flying knees.
Oh! Got him down! Shulo gets the big man off his feet. I got him! Shane Taylor laughs no more. And Shulo earned that one, just like Shulo's earned everything he's gotten in his IWC career.
What a great send-off.
Not a better way you can make a statement to the wrestling world than to defeat 350 pounds plus of the notorious Shane Taylor. Gotta mention quickly, another bad omen for Team Big League. With the big story here, on his way to NXT, his way to World Wrestling Entertainment, Logan Shulo can leave home, leave the place he started, IWC, with his head held high, a winner.
Congratulations to Logan Shulo. And I don't doubt that it won't be long before we see him on the big show.
The next stage of Shulo's career begins. There's a lot more young blood that's going to step up here in IWC and fill that void real quick. But right now, it's Logan Shulo's moment in the sun.
Without everybody in the back either, Logan. A few minutes ago, before you came out to the ring, I told you, have fun. I told you, good luck out there. And I told you I loved you. Professionally speaking, over the past 4 years of running IWC, there's few people that I can honestly say that I have watched become an unbelievable performer. Not just, and he deserved that, yep, give it to him. Not only because of what you can do inside this ring, but because of the man you are, the professional you are, and the influence, the friendship, the guidance, the vision, the input that you have with every one of these guys out here in the back. We want to thank you for giving to us. And we want, above all else, for the venture that you're about to take. You've reached a goal that you've worked your butt off for a long time. For that goal that you're about to take, and I don't care, I know there's a couple guys that have a few words. Let me just say to you myself, my friend, the best of luck to you. I do love you, and you're always welcome back in IWC.
Yo, Logan, you and I, we've been down the road. We train every day for the better part, once a week for 5 years. You and I, back and forth. Man, couldn't happen to a better person. I just want to tell you, thank you, man.
All right, I'll say something. Okay, first off, I started my journey here in wrestling with one goal in mind, that was to make it to the WWE. 5 years with this company, I have finally been given the best opportunity possible, and I'll be moving to Florida and starting that journey in a few weeks. Thank you. I could not have done it without everybody involved in this company, from everybody I wrestled with, Chuck, Norm Connors, wherever he's at, anybody that ever gave me an opportunity. And I want to thank anybody out here that ever came out, cheered for me, booed me, whatever you did. If you supported the show, if you supported me, if I made you feel anything, thank you so much. I'm going to do everything I can to make everybody proud that I came from Pittsburgh, proud that I came from IWC. And that's it. Especially thanks for anybody that came out in this weather tonight. Everybody be safe, have fun, enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
Scars on my skin. Don't know how they got there. How heavy was the crown of thorns? I wonder if I'm too far gone. They say Jesus walked the dark hills. He broke bread with beggars and thieves. If I
the second half of a Winner Takes All, ladies and gentlemen. A very give it up for Super Indy 13 qualifier, scheduled for one fall. Your referee in charge of the action, CJ. Introducing first, representing the STDs. He weighs in at 195 pounds, wrestling out of the skies of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Here is Andrew Colin.
I gotta be honest, those are a fresh set of goggles. Well, the goggles have been very dubious to Andrew Palace in the past, but in spite of those goggles, and perhaps in spite of himself, Andrew Palace has impressed IWC management and earned the first qualifying matchup of Super Indy 13, the tournament that takes place this spring 2014. that annual huge tournament to contend the fate of the Super Indy Championship. More on Palace's past Super Indy exploits after this introduction.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 220 pounds, wrestling out of Queens, New York, making his very first ever appearance in an IWC ring. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Matt Striker!
Matt Striker joined me earlier in the night to lend his thoughts to the #1 contendership match for the Super Indy Championship. You gotta believe Matt was kind of thinking ahead and scouting at what could happen here.
You know, earlier tonight, you all gave a great send-off to a guy named Logan Shulo. So Logan Shulo is going off to WWE, huh? What? Yeah, exactly. What? Because it should be me. It should be me that still is with WWE. Do you really think I want to be here? Seriously, I rented a car. You guys have the worst traffic in the world. Every other street is a bridge or a godforsaken tunnel. Or a one-way, which is probably the only way you go, isn't it, sweetheart? You know, the way I look at it is, I'm a wrestler. I wrestle. This is a wrestling tournament that we are trying to qualify for, right? And granted, you look like a white Samoan, and that's fine. But I think the obvious thing here, I can wait, young man. I was a school teacher for 10 years. I can wait for you. Are you done? Here's the thing, guys. I'm an international television wrestling star. You should pretty much be hanging on my every word. And what's with your hair? This is awful. Here's the deal, dude. This is a wrestling tournament, and while I'm sure you are very good for your little kid, I'm not going to tell you again. See, understand, this is your youth. They use incomplete sentences. He says, you suck, but it lacks a subject. I suck what? Whoa, hey, whoa, that's not what I meant. Shh. Here's the deal, son. I'm sure you're great. I'm sure you're wonderful. You're a big fish in a small pond. There is no way in the world that you can out-wrestle me. So I'll tell you what. Get your 15 minutes of fame. Go talk about it on the internet, on the Facebook and the Twitter. Go right ahead. After tonight, you'll be famous. But understand something. There's no way in the world you can out-wrestle me, so you better have a different plan, okay? Got... Whose kid is this? Whose kid is this? You are a bad parent. Okay? That's nice. You let him walk around in a singlet. What does that say about you? And as far as you in the Brooks Orpik jersey, listen, give it up, all right? We all know the Penguins will go only so far until Sidney Crosby falls down and breaks a tooth, and we don't see him again for the rest of the season. Do you want to just leave now? You sure? All right. Are you okay? Are you nervous being in the ring with someone like me? Okay, cool. What was that? All right, we're going to wrestle, and then you can go and do whatever it is that you do here in Pittsburgh, okay? And by the way, if there's any girls in the crowd, I'm at the Spring Hill Suites, room 401. Just knock on the door. I'll open it up. Cool. Not you. No, sit down. Not you. There's not enough penicillin in this state for me to be with you. Please sit.
To say the least, I think you could sum up Matt Striker in one word: condescending.
I was going to go with awesome.
No, that's not correct.
You're not. I disagree. I think he disagrees with you as well.
Well, that's
he's a
nothing new.
teacher. If anyone knows correct, it would be him. He's corrected a lot of papers.
Well,
10 years of teaching.
We'll see what grade Andrew Palace gets in this matchup. Super Indy 13 qualifier. Unquestionably, Jay Worth, Palace's biggest test to date in his career.
Yeah, I would agree.
Matt Stryker, I believe, a 16-year pro, all up and down the Northeast Independents before signing with WWE, I believe, in 2005. He's had roles as a manager, a broadcaster, an interviewer. Matt Stryker's done just about everything. He personifies student of the game. He studies and understands all facets.
He also was very briefly a wrestler in WWE. Worth pointing out.
Absolutely. Had a couple of year run there.
Yeah.
Part of the new breed in the WWE's ECW show.
Yep.
Very successful. And then used his mind to guide the likes of Big Daddy V to success. Seen Stryker go toe-to-toe on WWE TV with Kurt Angle at one point. I believe at one point when Kurt Angle did the 5-minute challenge, or whatever it was, Stryker was about a second away from lasting and winning the contest.
Well, and Pittsburgh's own Kurt Angle.
There you go. Stryker.
Maybe that might be where a little of the animosity on Pittsburgh comes from. That and the roads and all the stuff that he said that was really true.
Rolling single leg only served to anger Palace. Stryker, to show you how worldly he is, a few weeks ago he was actually competing over in England, a World of Sports style, going to old school. Under his given name. It shows you how seriously Stryker takes this entire business, every facet of professional wrestling.
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize Andrew Palace wasn't his given name.
I'm talking about Matt Stryker.
Oh.
But there is an important notation on Andrew Palace as Stryker with a roll up and catches Palace off guard briefly, but Palace back up to his feet. Palace actually, even though he's never been in a Super Indy tournament before, he won a Super Indy qualifier a year ago. Keep in mind, Palace was the surrogate filling in for Bobby Fish. Palace won that matchup, and as a result, Fish got into the tournament. I don't think Palace saw that coming, but I think that really led to IWC management giving Palace the first crack at a spot this year.
Which is fair.
Sure.
I mean,
he's proven he can compete on that level, but, Matt Stryker may take it to a whole new level.
Yeah. Right now, Matt Stryker just seems bored.
But that's not the attitude you want to have, because any of the sexy, talented dudes can shock you. And they shocked us earlier tonight.
I should point out that none of the other sexy, talented dudes are out here.
Not sure if that was a mandate by Chuck Roberts or if they got into the celebration a little bit earlier. Maybe they're hospitalizing Corey Futuristic.
I was going to say, they might be licking wounds.
Yeah.
Hopefully their own and not each other's.
Yeah, hopefully not all Corey's. Stryker with a side headlock. Palace with a reversal. But the sexy talented dudes, this can't be overstated, won the tag team titles earlier tonight as Stryker trapped Palace again. Nobody expected that. Not you, not me, not these people, maybe not even the STDs.
Very true. Oh.
And Stryker, a little bit of Rene Dupree-esque. I won't do the little Taz song. And Palace is frustrated. Stryker, there you see, cocky, confident, smacking on his gum. Stryker daring Palace to pin him, to trap him, to do something. Palace has never encountered anything like this before.
And I'm going to go with Palace is insulted.
Yeah. But what's he going to do about it? That's the question.
He's got a good headlock.
You're going to step up and prove yourself at Super Indy. Now's the time to do it, kid.
Yeah, we saw how far a good headlock took Andy Kaufman.
Well, that didn't work out too well at all.
Oh, yeah.
Stryker's in the ring, so now you're making the old-timey references.
Andy Kaufman's not that old-timey. It's just all you damn young kids on my lawn.
Stryker escapes the grasp of Palace. And Stryker's like, now what? And Stryker frustrating everybody, but master of the human game of chess. Wrestling is a psychological battle out there, and right now Stryker is several moves ahead of anybody else in this room.
Good headlock, good takeover.
Perfect textbook form. Palace has no leverage here. Tried to trap the shoulder. Striker rolled through. Got caught in the roll up now. Great counter wrestling center of the ring, and Striker looks up, keeps his eyes right on Palace. Was waiting in the wings, and I think Palace realized that. Stutter stepped a little. Striker handshake with the official.
And,
Striker trying to make friends. I'm not sure if that'll help him.
Yeah. Well, I didn't catch that.
Rewind, turn your volume up. Maybe Sorg will put some closed captioning in that segment. Oh, jeez! That mood changed quickly. Striker explodes with a right hand, and Palace just gets downed instantaneously and trapped for a count of 2.
Oh, body scissor. I was going to ask if Sorg caught that, but apparently Andrew Palace caught a fist. Turnover, looking for a 3 count. Oh, over again. Uh-oh, look out. Death roll. Shades of Tekken Tag Tournament, I believe, or Tekken 3, I believe.
And that'll disorient you. Palace, it takes you a while to even realize your shoulders are down, and I think that was the issue with Palace. Barely kicked out after 2.
Yeah, Palace not so quick to get up to his feet. Climbing his way up with the ropes.
5 minutes gone by in this contest, 5 minutes.
Palace trying to fight, but you gotta wonder what the equilibrium of Palace is, and one shot by Striker downs Palace. You can tell Palace didn't have as much on those punches as he wanted to because of how disoriented he was.
Yeah, he clearly didn't have the footing right.
Striker with a cover, and we've talked about it over the years, time in and time out, Jayworth. These outside talents that aren't regular members of IWC that use Super Indy to get themselves a spot. Jerry Lynn's done it. Delirious has done it. Sabin has done it. Cabana has done it. So many men have done it through the years. Gargano did it at one time. Tony Nese did it.
AJ Styles.
Right, exactly. Could Striker be the latest on that list? Step 1 is here if he can get into Super Indy 13.
Oh!
All the air driven out of Palace.
All the air, perhaps some cracked ribs. I might say that Matt Striker's boredom has turned to an annoyance, if not an anger.
Yeah, Palace just won't go away. Won't stop fighting. Armbar takedown. Almost shades of the old divorce court.
It doesn't separate your shoulder.
It divorces it. We work so well together.
Oh, look out! Into a Fujiwara.
Yeah. And check out the torque of that arm and shoulder. The elbow hyperextending. That shoulder, you can almost feel it separating. And Palace is nowhere near a rope. Palace could tap away a Super Indy dream.
Shades of Max Payne, if you want to go with the old-timey references.
Wow. Not even shades of Fujiwara.
Yeah, well, I'm not that old.
No laughing matter for Palace, though. Palace has struggled his way back to a vertical base. This could be a big-time opportunity for the kid. Create some distance.
I realize your arm hurts, but you got to clear out. There you go. There you go. Get up. Get up.
Nobody humming the elbow. Palace.
Keep moving.
He can't fight, but he can weave. He can wobble. He can get out of harm's way. And now Striker's hurt.
You got to focus if you're going to win. There we go. There we go.
Underneath. Palace was waiting for him. Beautiful neck breaker. And Palace shrugging off the pain, charging in full bore. It's now or never for this kid. Super Indy spot on the line.
2 heels straight to the ribs.
And Striker in big-time trouble.
Bulldog.
For the first time in this match. Palace with some tangible momentum. And Striker gets spiked. I could do it. Biggest win of Palace's career. No.
And he gets out with a bell clap. Not a kick out, not a push. He slapped him. Sorry, needed a little tea there. You can tell he didn't want to waste the strength to try and push Andrew Palace off him.
Yeah. And look where Palace went to favor. Once again, back to that arm.
Yep.
That damage was certainly done. And Striker looking up at Palace. And Palace, look at the faces are telling the story here.
Palace is angry.
And Palace just dropped Striker.
Oh!
And a slap for good measure. That's what you get for being condescending in Pittsburgh.
Pedigree.
Face first, go Striker. No. How close can you get, Striker? As much as that pain is just stinging through his arm, so too is his hope of making it to Super Indy 13.
10 minutes go by this contest, 10 minutes.
Is 13 Palace's lucky number? Oh, Striker caught it, Palace midair.
Oh!
And now Palace planted, much like Striker was a moment ago. Got it, no! And Striker, his chance for a Pittsburgh career resurgence.
Whoa!
Awarded. Roll up crucifix. Palace caught Striker.
Here's your winner, and now qualifying for Super Indy 13, Andrew Colin.
Matt Striker got pinned. Matt Striker, he may have outsmarted himself.
Striker does not believe it.
I don't know if Andrew Palace can believe it.
You can see the look. It's equal parts shock and just disgust on the face of Striker. He wants to discuss this with someone that'll listen.
Well, what's to discuss? He got pinned.
Okay. All right. Look, maybe I underestimated you. Maybe I underestimated you, and maybe I underestimated all of you. Maybe I underestimated exactly how good the wrestling is here. I'll tell you what, kid. Logan Shulo is on his way to WWE. With the money that they saved by not giving me a contract, you got everything it takes. Maybe one day, you'll be on your way too, kid. The better man won tonight. Congratulations.
Wow. That's a huge endorsement. Respect. Andrew Palace also earned his way to Super Indy 13 this spring. Of the founding fathers, Jimmy Vegas. Jimmy, tonight you are set for six-man tag team action with your partners against John Bolen, Sam Cassidy, and HD Cannon. What's on your mind in lieu of this matchup?
Chuck Roberts, this message is for you. 2 years ago, I stood in that very ring and said, if you weren't running with us, you better be running from us. Well, Troy Davis wasn't running with us. See, now all of a sudden I have a $2,500 fine, and we lost the chance at regaining the tag team titles. Hey. Have you seen Gregory? I cannot find him anywhere. My question to you, Chuck Roberts, is, did Shane Taylor receive a fine for putting his hands on Justin Plummer? Maybe you didn't hear me. We have a sixth man coming up, and we can't find the sixth man. You need to relax. You need to relax right now. Dennis Gregory's a war hero. He's probably out in this snowstorm right now driving a Humvee. He'll be here. Chuck Roberts, you see this t-shirt? This isn't some clever little slogan that we came up with to peddle these things. We run the IWC, and tonight we're taking back what's ours, the right to a match for the tag team titles. Seriously, give me your cell phone. I'll just call him. Have you seen him? You haven't seen him. I haven't seen him. I don't think anyone... Wait a minute.
Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong.
Oh no.
It's my strength in this world that keeps me strong. Everybody, I've got to be me. I've got to be me. Willing to try to do it or die. I've got to be the man who'll put the entertainment back in sports entertainment, and the only one in this match with a fully functioning appendix. RJ City!
He's no Tony Clifton either.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Have fun. That's all yours.
And his opponent,
RJ City set to go one-on-one Super Indy title against the man who he has been purposefully avoiding ever since their confrontation 4 months ago at Cage Fury tonight. No cheap shots, no surge with recovery. Tonight it is all about redemption.
he weighs in at 190 pounds, wrestling out of the Philippines. He is your reigning and defending IWC Super Indy Champion, Shiima Ion!
Once again, wearing the Super Indy crown he did a number of years ago. Zima Ion set for a one-on-one competition against a man who really almost spelled the end of his career. Young months back, and you can feel the tension in the air. It's not a typical RJ City matchup. Certainly, both these men mean business as we get set to contest for the Super Indy champion. Facade has joined us here at ringside as well, a man who has a vested interest in the winner of this matchup as well, quite obviously.
Joe Dombrowski, I think RJ City, I hope he packed a big lunch because he's got a lot of work in there for him today.
Yeah, you're very familiar with Zima Ion over the years. Of course, Zima Ion defeating you for that Super Indy Championship at Retro Reunion. You had a rematch in Clearfield. And your wars over the years, both in IWC, well, really, this is your first time in IWC in recent months. You've met one-on-one and elsewhere as well, have always been very evenly matched. We know we're in for a classic when we get Facade v. Zima on the marquee. Facade v. RJ City, certainly a more untested scenario.
Joe, you know as well as I do, myself and Shiima go way back. Prime Wrestling, IWC. You know, I kind of confided in Shiima Ion and letting him know, you know, back at the last Friday night fights, I sustained an injury in my match with Ashton Imhurst, and I confided in him, asking him for advice, and in the absence of Ego Fantastico, he took advantage of that and then defeated me for that Super Indy title.
Now, is that a situation that you take umbrage with, or is it just being a good competitor?
You know, I thought that it was just, you know, a good plan on his behalf, but come the Clearfield show, he defeated me using the hairspray. I think, I don't know what to think of our friendship, man. Shiima Ion taking it to RJ City in the early.
Yeah, and we got to talk about the issues between Zima and RJ City as Zima starts out explosively. Keep in mind, Zima had a big-time health scare this past summer. Emergency appendectomy. Had to have his appendix removed. When the doctors were in there, they found a tumor on the colon of Zima. Thankfully, it was non-cancerous, but obviously needed to have a procedure done to take care of that. And Zima finds two off the cover. Zima was here a guest of Justin LaBar's live chair shot reality at Cage Fury. And RJ interrupted, crashed that segment, and took a cheap shot at Zima right in that injured area, right in that surgically operated on area. Had not recovered. Zima was not cleared to compete, and that's when we found out there was sort of a mutual admiration society for LaBar and RJ as LaBar gets involved right now.
And you know, Joe, it was that time that Shiima had taken off that afforded him to find his new love of this DJing that he's found, the electronic dance music scene. He goes by the name of DJ Foreign Objects on the underground scene, and as you can see him on TV every Thursday, he's really taking that DJing to the next level.
Really loves that air horn. And even an air horn would be more entertaining than Justin LaBar at this point. Facade, you've been synonymous with Super Indy for a number of years now. Anything that Justin LaBar has done thus far, the complete antithesis of what Super Indy is all about.
You know me, SI or die, and Justin LaBar, RJ City, combined forces are the absolute antithesis of the Super Indy division title, the whole mindset.
RJ thinks that independent wrestling is going to die a slow death. RJ hates the fact that Zima will give it his all no matter how many fans are in attendance. That Zima will fight to steal the show, have the match of the year, and give his heart, his soul, as he has in matches with you and a number of others. RJ wants to destroy that aspect of wrestling. RJ thinks he himself singing and all this falderall is far more entertaining than actual wrestling.
Falderall indeed.
And here comes Zima, head of steam as this matchup reaches on the outside.
Up and over the guardrail.
As Zima peppers RJ with the right hands. RJ feels nobody more entertaining than him and would love to win a Super Indy title with his patented sleeper hold. Again, very non-Super Indy. Like, Super Indy is about pushing your body. It's about taking risks. It's about a certain style in that ring. RJ City, he's every bit as good enough to win the Super Indy title, but I don't believe he embodies that Super Indy spirit.
No, Joe, he's not. It's about taking your body to the limits and then some. And RJ City I've yet to see him empty the tank here in IWC.
Oh, Zima hits hard. And I believe he hit midsection first. And keep in mind, that's that insertion point of the operation with the removal of the tumor on the colon, the appendectomy. All of that, all of those procedures. Coming back to haunt Zima, and I'm sure he's having deja vu to Cage Fury. Last time we saw Zima doubled over in pain like that, quite frankly, it's uncomfortable.
And Justin LaBar kissing RJ City on the cheek, wishing him good luck. It's distasteful.
Well, LaBar knows that if his charge that he's taking on representing wins the championship, that's more money for him as well. I'm sure LaBar's getting a big cut. Running neck breaker, nicely done. RJ can wrestle, but he'd rather be a showman. 2 count on Zima. And Zima's in big-time trouble now. RJ created that opening and is certainly exploiting it to its fullest extent.
Using the ropes to gain the upper hand. I'm really willing to see what RJ can do when the going gets tough here. He hasn't had enough of a challenge, I believe, to garner the Super Indy title shot. So we'll see how it gets handled.
RJ has referred to Zima's injury as, quote, just a Ponzi scheme. Feels like it's a ploy for sympathy, that Zima's gold bricking. And certainly I and you can attest, knowing Zima as we do, anything but the case.
That's not his style. He'll come at you full force and he'll let you know about it.
Well, you can see Zima in a considerable amount of pain. Cover with a smile by RJ.
This crowd chanting, "Let's go Shiima," also known as Zima Ion. It really just depends on what pants he puts on that day,
Yeah, pretty much. We saw Zima Ion revert back to his Shiima Zion name at Retro Reunion. Backslide roll-up finds 2. But by any name, the competitor is the same, and you know what you're getting. And RJ City's certainly getting an intense battle, but one that he's firmly in control of, as the official finds 2. I can't imagine what the Super Indy division would be like.
5 minutes gone by in this contest. 5 minutes.
With RJ City at the helm of it.
Joe, I'll tell you, it'll be a damn travesty.
Yeah, it feels like, to me, it'd be a slap in the face to men like you, like Colt Cabana, like Gargano, like AJ Styles.
I'm getting upset just thinking about it.
That built this division on a certain style and a certain mindset.
You give it your all. You don't take cheap shots. You don't take easy victories. They talk about the code of honor, things like that. This guy has no honor. This guy has no shame.
Not at all. He'd rather come out here and sing. Rather come out here and channel Ethel Merman, for goodness sake.
Ethel Merman.
And stomp right on the midsection again. And that can't be overstated, the agony that Zima Ion is in. And RJ just gloating the whole way, having fun with this.
Typically when bones break, things like that, they come back and they heal stronger. But, Joe, that's not necessarily the case whenever you pierce that abdominal wall. And the way RJ City's working on his abdomen, his midsection, it's not a good thing for Shiima in the long run here.
And just think about the psychological disadvantage, knowing what he went through, a summer of hell to get those medical situations cleared up, to have in the back of his mind, after this matchup, I may have to go through all of it over again.
And the worst part is he's still got all those bills to pay.
Yeah, Ponzi scheme, please. How would RJ City change the Super Indie? How would he change IWC? He wants to remold independent wrestling. Not about heart anymore. It's all about being an entertainer. No one's a better entertainer than RJ City.
But Joe, you know, you can be both the entertainer and the best wrestler. It doesn't have to be one way or the other. I myself try to prove it every time I go out there. And for the fact RJ City, that's just a slap in the face.
Some of us find wrestling entertaining. Perish the thought on a wrestling show in front of a wrestling crowd. And Zima trying to work his way back up to the vertical base. That alleviates some of the pressure. Can he break the grasp? He does, and RJ sensed it coming right back on top.
Breaks the cravat and drives that knee right into his face.
RJ has been merciless. He's measured Zima throughout the duration.
Again, working on that midsection, that sternum, that abdomen of Shiima.
Now here's a question for you, Facade. Let's say Zima finds a way out of this. It's Facade and Zima coming up very soon. Are you going to exploit the damage done to Zima from RJ City?
You know, I can't say that I would exploit the damage. I will let the cards fall as they may. But I tell you what, at round 3, myself and Zima,
hard across the back of the neck. And that could do it. And Zima finds a way to kick out, but man, practically from head to toe and everywhere in between, Zima being just dissected by RJ City.
RJ City, it seems like he doesn't know really what to do at this point. He's stuck to his guns, he's wrestled his style, and he still can't seem to put Zima away.
Yeah, maybe underestimated Zima. A running, jumping slap to the face.
That's really a slap to the face of the Super Indie division, really.
Yeah, and that woke Zima up.
Oh, he slapped him again.
RJ, can you be that foolish? Can you be that cocky?
Oh.
Zima responds in kind.
2. One more, give him.
Yes. And
Another
Zima
big
with an
slap.
opportunity. Springboard. And right into good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Right into that sleeper hold variation. He's put a lot of guys to sleep.
Zima went for that springboard back elbow. Didn't quite catch him into that good night, everybody. Headlock, chinlock, sleeper.
And Zima, since the end, battles out.
Back to it.
Zima rolls through. That's dangerous. You cut off that blood supply via the carotid artery.
Firing back, peppering him with the forearms. Back and forth. Oh, slap.
Man, the physicality tells the story at this point. It's so much more than the Super Indie title. Oh, Zima ducked too soon. RJ caught him.
Knee lift there. Oh, super kick. Put him on his back.
And could be another turning point for Zima.
Both men reeling, trying to get their wits about them.
Zima in big time trouble, favoring that midsection, favoring that abdomen. As time goes on, the pain just continues to rush through his body.
And you know, Joe, whenever you have an injury to the abdomen and to that midsection area, every breath takes something out of you. You're wincing in pain every time you move. It's debilitating.
Zima has a burst of adrenaline, but RJ out of the way. Saw it coming, couldn't see that one coming.
RJ City was now a victim of his own fake out this time.
Yeah, baseball slide connects perfectly.
Ten minutes gone by in this contest. 10 minutes.
And could this be Zima's chance?
Getting the crowd in a frenzy, stepping through with that DDT. Nails it.
To perfection, Justin LaBar.
Justin LaBar on the ring apron.
RJ's pinned 4-3, and LaBar knows it.
Referee Troy Davis still dancing with LaBar.
Zima's got LaBar. Long overdue. LaBar catalyst in this, but a collision. RJ and LaBar collide. What a roll up. Roll up. Tights, no. Zima still kicks out.
Another super kick. This is it. Could it be the Cancun Tornado? Spiral tap?
Whatever it is, RJ City, precious few time to prepare.
450, 630. Shima's very dangerous when he takes to the air.
RJ not going to wait around to hear about it. RJ needs a reprieve. This matchup was over a couple of occasions. Caught Zima on that top rope. And RJ taking the scenic route here. What's he looking for? Where's he going?
What was that? Soda pop?
Some kind of a beverage right into the eyes of Zima. How'd you miss that one, referee? Come on. Good night, everybody. Zima counters. Counters into the crossface.
Crossface.
Counters into the crossface. What is that? Did RJ submit?
Joe, Justin LeBar was ringing the bell on the outside.
LeBar stole the bell!
This match is not over, and Zima doesn't see it.
LeBar stole the bell, and Zima not sure what happened now. Action continues. Paddle counter roll up. RJ. Oh no. Rolls
With the tights.
Rolls two.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Joe Dombrowski, RJ City is the new Super Indy champion.
I can't believe it.
Saying this, I cannot believe it.
Here is your winner!
Am I seeing this?
Here is your winner! And new sports entertainment champion, RJ City!
Sports entertainment champion!
Joe Dombrowski, I do not believe my very eyes.
This is sickening. LeBar with the bell. Screwed over Zima Ion out of the Super Indy title. That is not a fitting representative of the Super Indy division by a long shot.
Joe, I gotta be completely honest with you. As the #1 contender for that title, I feel sick to my stomach knowing this is the guy that represents the Super Indy division.
Thank you for joining us. Wish it was under happier times.
I cannot believe this right now.
The fate now rests with you. Facade, top contender, RJ City, new champion for the Super Indy division, heats up in 2014. Well, underlying story to this issue that we were unaware of, apparently, the Founding Fathers are only 66% here, from what I understand. I tried to get a word with Jimmy Vegas to pursue some of the stories going on with the Founding Fathers, but Dennis Gregory apparently not here.
Introducing team #1. They weigh in at a total mind weight of 755 pounds. Here's the team of Jimmy Vegas, Justin Ion, and the War Machine, Dennis Gregory, the Founding Fathers.
Where is he? It's not like Dennis Gregory to miss a match.
Very true. Very, very true.
Something's up here. Dennis Gregory was the man who brokered the deal to get the Founding Fathers a tag team title opportunity as a result of Denny wrestling Dalton Castle on behalf of John McChesney. But when Vegas abused the referee, that privilege was revoked, and now the Founding Fathers have to earn it all over again. Is Denny upset that Vegas' temper cost them Denny's deal?
I think you're reading a lot into something that I don't know is necessarily there, Joe.
I'm not sure what else to say.
So far, all we know is he hasn't been seen by his partners.
And that's very, very suspect. Have you seen
Maybe he has a flat tire. Maybe his kid's sick. Maybe he got food poisoning. There are a lot of very rational answers besides
he would have heard something.
And their opponents. They weigh in at a total mind weight of 705 pounds. Here's the team of John Bolen, HD Cannon, and Sam Cassidy.
Well,
then the fact their trainer, John McChesney, turned his back on them inside with the founding fathers. And John Bolen, he don't like much of anybody, least of all Jimmy Vegas, who he's had many run-ins with over the years.
Does he get to keep that bat?
Pardon?
Does he get to keep the bat?
What do you keep it?
I mean, right now he's in the ring with a bat.
Well, he's not going to use it in the match.
Yeah, well, he's carrying it in.
I'm
I
assuming
think that's a much more logical thing to assume than Dennis Gregory has abandoned the founding fathers because he's not in the ring at the moment.
I didn't assume that.
I'm sorry. I'm using your logic at the moment, Joe.
I'm just asking.
So answer me. Does he get to keep the bat?
I'm just asking questions. I'm a journalist.
Yeah, but when an answer shows up, you go, oh, that doesn't count. Next. Are you kidding me?
I'm speculating.
Does he get to keep the bat? Answer my
I'm
question.
assuming he owns it, but he's not going to keep it for the match. He's going to give it to someone.
That's what I want to know.
Well, you fret over
Why do you
the
make
littlest
things
thing.
so difficult?
Yeah, this one's my fault. Okay.
Clearly. I asked a question, and all of a
Check out
sudden...
this visual, though. Bolen and Vegas face to face.
Jeez.
How do you contain that?
It's the... Yeah, well, you don't. There we go.
And they're going to wrestle this matchup, they being the founding fathers, 3-on-2, I guess.
So, instead of the two powerhouses now, it is the powerhouse versus the number 2 powerhouse right now on
Power
the tag
versus
team.
technique, perhaps?
Yeah.
Bolen jaw-jacking, as he's apt to do.
Yeah.
But he backs up every single thing he says.
And you notice he was keeping his eye on Vegas, and Idol got the headlock.
Yeah. Well, would you trust Vegas enough to turn your back on him?
No, but at the same time, I'd try and pay attention to the guy in the ring. I mean,
Or you could just throw him across the ring, but...
It is, Justin Idol is no ham sandwich, to use a Christopher Danielism.
There you go. Idol, very tenacious, multi-time IWC Tag Team Champion, arguably most underrated athlete, had an IWC title opportunity in Clearfield. Bolen just shrugs Idol off.
Got up under, launched him.
Back on the clothesline, Idol into the waiting arms of Bolen. Where's he going to put him?
I'm saying
anywhere he wants.
Over there.
And a 2 count.
I believe that yell that Justin Idol let out before getting slammed was "Somebody save me."
Wouldn't surprise me. Idol may be having second thoughts about his recent career decisions.
Or perhaps looking to join Remy Zero. There are probably like 3 people listening that get that joke, and I love each and every one of you.
Well, now that we're above the heads of the entire audience, Bolen with a suplex. I thought the Mighty Igor was the most obscure reference on this show, but you've topped it.
Thank you.
Idol seeking solace with Jimmy Vegas. He's begging for a tag.
I don't know that he's looking for a tag so much as a protector at this point.
Now we get the confrontation we wanted.
I was fine with some Idol versus some Bolen.
Oh, nothing wrong with that, but who's going to budge here?
Well, Idol.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're quite welcome.
Vegas. It looks like Bolen is daring Vegas to come in with a tackle. Could be dangerous.
And there we go. Tag out.
I think Vegas he didn't want a tackle. He wanted an HD cannon. Past 2 matchups Vegas and Cannon have turned into all-out brawls. We haven't settled anything with these 2.
That'll settle something.
Maybe so. That'll settle your spine, that's for sure.
Look at the grin on Vegas's face. He enjoyed that.
For the ride, HD, still under 2 years in, he'll make some rookie mistakes. And Vegas, a veteran of well over a decade, will jump on it.
I don't know that I can call getting run through by Jimmy Vegas a mistake. It just happens.
Well, you duck your head that early, you give Vegas time to reset. He can do some damage. When you're looking Vegas eye to eye, he can do some damage, let alone with your head down.
Yeah, very, very true.
Idol tag back in, and it's teacher versus student now, Jay Worth, and you can see HD immediately gets a fire in him at this point because he knows in his eyes this is the man that betrayed him.
And HD apparently didn't think that cut the mustard. Oh, that one shook him.
Hard knee.
And Idol's knee.
And HD quickens the pace here, but Idol, caught with a back body drop.
For a second, I thought he was about to lawn dart down.
And it's the student schooling the teacher. Lateral press for 2.
Yeah, you got to believe that had HD won it right there, that would not have sat well with Justin Idol.
Tag into Sam Cassidy, the natural. Most natural ability out of anybody in the Justin Idol taught training class. And keep in mind, Idol upset at Chuck Roberts over what he feels some unfair treatment. Idol had to earn his way back into the company after a bad, debilitating back injury that put Idol out for upwards of 18 months. Idol thought that, well, Chuck Roberts wasn't being totally fair, and the Founding Fathers had an opening. Idol jumped right in, much to the chagrin of Cassidy and Cannon, who were actually Idol's first 2 opponents as a Founding Father. Covered by Cassidy for 2. Can you imagine somebody you look up to, a mentor, a teacher, all of a sudden, after months of helping you, now being opposing you and you not even seeing it coming?
Oh yeah, I've had it happen all the time. What do you think happened with Anthony Kingdom James and I? He tried to step to me. I had to take him out.
I'm not sure if that happened.
It completely happened. I'll tell you all about it sometime.
Idol with a kick and Vegas from behind.
And the Founding Fathers doing what they do best there, a little misdirection and then a lot of violence.
Especially with somebody, again, the inexperience of these men, Founding Fathers' most experienced faction in IWC history, that's a glaring difference when you enter in a match like this.
And then he dropped him across that top turnbuckle, which is all steel. Hurts like hell. Excuse my French.
5 minutes gone by.
And then just tossed him over his head.
Yeah.
You want to know how strong Vegas is? There's a great example.
Absolutely.
He just manhandled. What would you say he weighs there?
Be somewhere hovering around that 200-pound Marcus Cassidy.
Well, like it was nothing. Just whoop, there he goes.
Absolutely.
Whoop.
And there Vegas goes, tagged back into Idol. And even though it's 3-on-2, Founding Fathers have done a great job of systematic dissection of the ring, neutralizing Cassidy, and just dominating this matchup. Denny Gregory or no Denny Gregory. And again, that's the advantage of that tenure, that experience as Idol. Traps Cassidy barely gets to.
Very true. Very, very true. They know what they're doing. There's a reason they are the Founding Fathers. They've been in IWC for as long as they have because of this. This ability.
Cassidy in trouble. No amount of athleticism, maybe not even that baseball bat, could save Cassidy now.
Although it probably couldn't hurt.
Oh, they're going way up top. Idol
looking for the super duper plex.
Yeah, from the top floor. Cassidy shakes Idol off. Connects with a crossbody variation. Couldn't stay on top of him. But can Cassidy get to the tag?
Also, Cassidy's in the wrong corner at the moment.
And Idol charged in, met with an elevated spine buster. Vegas gets involved.
He saw the pin coming.
Now get Vegas out of there. And Vegas and Bolen hooking it up. And good luck stopping this confrontation.
Cassidy looking for the pin, and the ref just not even seeing it.
Yeah, Jake Clemens distracted with Vegas and Bolen, the 2 illegal men.
Probably because of the 600 pounds of muscle beating the crap out of each other.
And they're brawling all the way to the back. We better have an army back there to get this stopped.
I just hope they're not coming this way.
And it's Idol and Cassidy left in the ring one-on-one. What? It's Dennis Gregory.
There's Dennis Gregory and one hell of a jacket.
Dennis Gregory's out here with a chair. And in the ring, Cassidy and Idol are both down. Where's Gregory been? Gregory in his corner now. Cassidy nails Gregory. And hey! What is this?
And Cannon clearly not a fan of Cassidy at the moment.
And Gregory forces the tag from Idol.
And that's 3!
Here are your winners, and now the #1 contenders to the IWC Tag Team Championship, the Founding Fathers!
We just saw the Founding Fathers do what they do best. Take the rules that you think are written down and turn them on their ear.
The Founding
rules have ears.
The Founding Fathers started 3-on-2 disadvantage when really we didn't know it. They had the advantage all along. HD Cannon, I mean, you can't call him a Founding Father, but what's the relationship between HD Cannon?
Doesn't matter whether he's in the ranks or in their pocket, he's still with them.
And why did HD do this? HD was offended as anybody by Justin Idol's actions. What prompted this?
Well, maybe we'll find out. He's standing there. No! Denny's not happy.
HD pulls away from the handshake. What is... See if we can hear any of this. Vegas tells HD Cannon to know his role. What is he referring to, Jayworth?
No idea. I don't have answers on this one.
Why did HD Cannon make the decision he made, and how does this affect HD Cannon's relationship with everybody?
The one person that I think in the Founding Fathers that would have the answer was practically unconscious. He's just now getting to his feet.
Where does HD Cannon's loyalty lie? And what will happen when the Founding Fathers meet the STDs for the tag team titles in 2014?
Castle's out here joking around, putting you in a bed, putting you in a box. I'm about getting titles. When are you gonna get it? That you'll never be.
Maybe the way I talk and the way I've acted has actually had me distracted as well. You want to be serious? But don't underestimate me, John. You see, there's a real athlete in here.
Chew you up and spit you out.
Winner Takes All. Introducing first your special guest referee. For over 17 years, he promoted professional wrestling in the Pittsburgh area. Now he returns home. He is the father of the IWC. Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet and welcome back home, Norm Connors!
Norm Connors for the past year has been the executive consultant of Team Big League, helping with their business affairs, although apparently there was a point in time where Norm Connors and Team Big League had a little bit of a split. Norm Connors said McChesney needs to
Hang
prove
on a second.
himself.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, Let me make this clear if I haven't done so over the past year. Norm Connors, you need to know something, my friend. I worked for you for a long time. And while regardless of what we've done in front of this crowd and regardless of what's been said, believe it or not, Norm, I do respect you very much. But Norm Connors, I don't trust you. After what you put me through, Dalton Castle, after what you have done for John McChesney and Team Big League over the past year, referee Jake Clemens, you're gonna sit just in case something happens. You know, incidental contact, you never know. Jake, you're the outside referee. Pedro.
Norm says John McChesney needs to prove himself, and Norm wants to prove that he's being honest about his claims to John McChesney. But Norm's one of the best promoters there's ever been, but never trust the promoter.
He weighs in at 225 pounds, wrestling out of Albany, New York. He is the Party Peacock, Dalton Castle.
Dalton Castle is a very unique, flamboyant, charismatic entity, but over the past 2 months, you can sense a shift in Dalton Castle. He's still got a goofy personality, but you look into those eyes and you see dead seriousness out of Dalton Castle. Screwed at Payback at the start of the year. Screwed at Cage Fury. Dalton Castle, one more shot, but does he have a shot with Team Big League's executive consultant as the special referee? Is what Norm's saying is true, or is McChesney? Who is minding the store in Team Big League? The fate of the IWC title rests in the hands of Norm Connors.
He weighs in at 195 pounds, wrestling out of Erie, Pennsylvania. He is your reigning and defending IWC World Heavyweight Champion, Big League John McChesney.
As we see the introduction of John McChesney, I'm proud to introduce Matt Stryker back at the booth.
Yes, and I'll have you know that the gentleman that carried the championship to the ring is my good friend Ed Ross. He is the Team Big League merchandise manager. All of Team Big League's merchandise, of course, created by this man. Merchandise at silkscreenunlimited.com. I'm not sure they have a shirt in your size, though.
Extra medium?
That's funny. From the waist down.
Sounds like you're turning a corporate shill. You got a cut of that.
Next, I'll tell you how to download the IWC app.
Please don't. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a bad night for Team Big League. Nuts and Brooks lost the tag team championship. Jimmy Nuts kicked out of Team Big League. The notorious Shane Taylor down by Logan Shulo. Rowdy Fish not in attendance tonight due to contractual obligations with Ring of Honor.
You think TBL needs a new member? Perhaps a guy with a master's degree in enchanting blue eyes?
Well, if you know of anybody, let me know.
I might be a little loopy after Andrew Powers knocked out my front tooth. It's loose right now, but I got to give that kid credit, man. He certainly deserves his victory.
Biggest win of his career by far.
I'll say that.
But will it be John McChesney's night to right all the wrongs?
Where can I get a ho-ho-ho shirt? I'm not talking about a Kelly shirt either. I'm talking about one of these John McChesneys. I know Kelly personally. She's a lovely, lovely young lady. A lovely young lady. She's one of the hottest Hebrews I know.
John McChesney holds the prize. McChesney more synonymous with that championship than anybody. If McChesney wins tonight, tomorrow, Big League celebrates 1 year as IWC champion.
Nice.
If you look at the cumulative history of that championship, McChesney, between his 2 reigns, has held it longer than anybody else in history. If McChesney can make it to next month
he'll hit 2 years total.
But will that lead to complacency? Are you trying to say that perhaps John McChesney is ripe for the picking right now tonight?
I think he absolutely is right for the picking tonight because of the fact his backup is not here. McChesney beat Dalton Castle at Payback 11 months ago thanks to Norm Connors.
Yeah, free t-shirt.
Thanks to some shady dealings, some risky business, if you will.
Oh, Norm Connors doesn't do shady deals.
Oh, you're new around these parts.
Well, that's why we have this alternative official at ringside, right? The son of Jimmy Corderas is at ringside to be an enforcer.
You have no idea how much he will like that during playback. But anyway, John McChesney beat Dalton Castle at Caged Fury. Norm Connors promised there'd be no outside interference from Team Big League. But we saw Joseph Brooks get involved. Now, is that a McChesney doing, a Norm Connors doing? We don't know. Who is minding the store, and why has Norm been so mad at Justin LeBar in recent months? This is a very convoluted situation.
Have you ever met Justin LeBar? He's an easy guy to get mad at.
Unfortunately, that's true.
He wears those stupid shoes.
And that leather jacket.
Oh, come on.
Try being around
him. Parades around his wife, who's far too good looking for him.
Oh, yeah. He wore that leather jacket all summer long, outdoor shows, 90 degrees.
Now, are those pink bullet holes on Dalton Castle's trunks, and if so, why?
I don't know. Maybe Dalton feels like he's been a target for the past year.
Oh, I see what you did.
There you go. But the bullseye may be on John McChesney, or it may not be, depending. Do you trust Norm? McChesney to the outside early. And keeping an eye on Norm here. If McChesney gets counted out, he keeps the championship.
I think you're doing what we call leading the audience here. I think if Norm is on the up and up, Norm is on the up and up. And if he's not, Dalton Castle certainly has enough merit to overcome these obstacles.
I hope that he does.
Gosh.
One thing about Dalton Castle, he's very tenacious, been pursuing this championship for a year and a half now, dating back to when Logan Shulo was champion. He's always come so close, but so far away. Many people have called him the uncrowned IWC champion for so many months.
All this pent-up aggression from Dalton Castle will either be a benefit or a detriment for this young man.
Keep in mind, it was a night after IWC's Cage Fury at Mountain State Madness 5. Oh, jeez, Dalton pinned John McChesney in six-man tag action. That shows Dalton can get the job done in the right scenario.
And if Dalton is a student of the game, then he's gone back and he's watched the footage of that match and saw exactly what it was that enabled Dalton to earn a pinfall victory over John McChesney. Let's see if he can repeat those maneuvers tonight.
Dalton will be looking like German super on the bridge. Put away a lot of guys with that. Beat Ray Rowe with that maneuver, and arguably Dalton's biggest win in IWC singles competition. And it's been the pursuit of the title ever since. But not to discredit McChesney, his resilience, his perseverance, we've seen it since day one here in IWC.
Are resilience and perseverance a different way of saying that McChesney's a dirtbag?
No, I think it's a different way of saying that he can withstand a lot of punishment, and even though he takes the easy way out, he doesn't necessarily need to. Keep in mind, John McChesney made his name in IWC by getting his chest chopped about 7 different shades of red and purple by Low-Key back at Super Indy 4.
I know Low-Key.
Yeah.
He doesn't like you, by the way.
He doesn't like much of anybody. And McChesney, once again, on the outside seeking salvation. This has not been a John McChesney-style matchup. Dalton has come out full bore on Big League.
If you can get a shot of Dalton, seems to be breathing heavy. Maybe this hot start may work against Dalton.
What do you do here to shift the momentum? The crowd is in Dalton's favor. Everything is in Dalton's favor.
Exactly what McChesney is doing. Exactly what John McChesney is doing, a veteran of the mat wars, slowing the pace down, bringing it to his pace. It's exactly what I did in my match as well. It's what a crafty veteran champion will do.
Dalton with the side headlock. You control the head, you control the body, as it said.
Notice the placement of McChesney's hands. McChesney has a version. There you go, right there. That's why those hands are pulled up high. That's why. Most guys will put their hand around a guy's waist. Not much you can do.
Dalton certainly the larger of the two, using that to his advantage. And McChesney with a picture-perfect drop kick. Cover, let's watch the count here. Don't have a chance.
But you'll notice McChesney there was anticipating Dalton kicking out on less than one, goes right to the rear chin lock, and the placement of John McChesney's left pec. He's pressing against the back of Dalton's head. It makes it even harder to breathe. Get your pec off me.
Dalton back to the vertical base, trying to alleviate some of the pressure. And Castle creates some separation.
And there you go. There you go. Perfect. Control the clock.
Gonna give chase this time.
Ooh.
No reprieve from John McChesney.
Ooh.
Norm Connors has been influential in so many past IWC title matches that he's officiated, both as a fair referee and not a fair referee. We've seen him screw over Zima Ion in the past. We've seen him support longtime friends of his like Dean Radford. Right now it's a consistent counters. McChesney misses the post. And McChesney hits hard on the edge of that ring post. See the intensity once again on the face of Dalton. And Dalton says it's his time. Could it be? Whoa, 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 whoa.
What are you whoa-whoa-whoing about?
Joseph Brooks has made his way down the ramp. There you see a shot of him. The last remaining member of his tag team in Team Big League. Jake Clemens, the outside the ring official. And here comes Jimmy Nuts. Let's go, Nuts! And Nuts getting revenge on Brooks from earlier tonight. Brooks excommunicated Nuts from Team Big League, and now they have their own score to settle.
I've had my nuts excommunicated. It's no fun.
5 minutes gone by in this contest. 5 minutes.
And Dalton's got to get refocused, dude. These are the same type of distractions. It was Joseph Brooks, the distraction of the cage match, that cost Dalton the title.
There you go, buddy. Ooh, nice.
And contact made with the official.
Taking out young Jimmy Corderas Jr., and now John McChesney will make his own bones.
And McChesney finally found an opening. And who made the call to send out Joseph Brooks? Was it McChesney? One would think so. But now Dalton in trouble. And Matt, if Dalton Castle's unsuccessful here, just morally, how do you battle back from 3 Northern Lights
Hang on here.
Got to cover 2 and no.
How do you battle back from 3? Hang on.
Another cover for 1.
From 3 failed attempts, you're going to ask me?
Yeah.
It's a question of what Dalton's perseverance and resiliency is about. Does he go back to the drawing board and try again? Does he realize that maybe now is not the time? I mean, it's kind of like you ask the same girl out 4, 5, 6 times. After a while, she doesn't want to go out with you. If you ask her out one more time, you get a restraining order. That's just how it works. Not that I have any experience in that sort of thing. I'm just assuming.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Jake Clemens, the official, has been escorted to the back.
I thought it was Jimmy Corderas Jr.
We have no law on the outside. I don't think he's Canadian.
Yeah, no one's perfect.
Chevy trying to ground Dalton Castle. You can see the impact into that corner. Dalton just shoots down the canvas.
See, McChesney just felt the entire mood of the arena change, and this is where John McChesney thrives, when he is in control. Think of all the great coaches, the Chuck Knowles, the Bill Walshes of the world. What do they all do? They control the clock. That's what a good player does. A good pitcher will control the tempo of a game. A good coach will control the clock. A good champion, John McChesney, controls the pace of the match.
And a great job of using his surroundings to his advantage thus far as well.
And a Chuck Knoll reference. How about that?
Not as impressive as Mighty Igor, but points nonetheless. You can see Dalton just fighting for his life here. Sent back, lower back first. The edge of that ring frame, the hardest part of a wrestling ring. Dalton finding out firsthand.
And it looks like McChesney's focus is, of course, the lower back of Dalton, and that's a wise strategy in any wrestling match.
Especially when Dalton needs that lower back power. Oh, face first. That lower back power to get that deadlift German suplex off.
Well, McChesney has broken the count, while the well-versed and educated fans here of the IWC continue to count. And yes, that was sarcasm.
So condescending.
I am not. Now get me something to drink.
I wonder if Jack Corpella had to put up with this.
He did, and he hated it.
McChesney, it's why he moved to Arizona. McChesney now, focusing on Dalton Castle back into the ring. Only place you can win a match. Smart move by Big League. Methodical, as you mentioned. Controlling the clock, controlling the pace, not letting Dalton Castle out of his grasp. Requests a break. Receive one. And this, according to Norm, John McChesney's chance to prove himself one-on-one that he truly has been worthy of the IWC title. So far, doing a good job, but Dalton may have shifted the momentum. Oh no.
What's this?
That's murder, Matt Striker.
What? Isn't that illegal?
350 plus a bad attitude.
Well, if he gets in the ring, isn't it a disqualification?
It should be.
Yeah.
The man that annihilated Logan, Shulo, and Norm warning Taylor. How you gonna stop this guy though? McChesney with a backcracker.
That's the greatest move in all of wrestling, by the way.
And whoa,
That's a disqualification.
Now Shane's not an official member of Team Big League. I believe Taylor was brought in by McChesney. Let's listen in. Norm has stirred something up inside McChesney. Pulling his punk card a little bit, and Shane Taylor to the back. That's further evidence of two different sources of information from Team Big League, but McChesney takes back over on the Party Peacock.
Well, I'm still trying to, understand how does Shane Taylor factor into this? How does Justin LaBar factor in? Credit Norm for allowing this match, a championship match, to continue, even though Shane put his hands on a licensed IWC official.
Oh, look at the counter! Beautiful Hurricane Rana. Amazing takeover. And that's the opening Dalton needed. But I noticed, Matt, Shane Taylor has not left. And Dalton, no! Shane Taylor was maneuvering back toward ringside, and he paid for it.
Freight train is down.
And now Dalton, renewed life, unloading on John McChesney. And a distressed look on the face of Justin LaBar on the outside, of McChesney inside. But Dalton has hope.
There's a lot of money riding on this match.
John McChesney, practically his whole identity riding on this matchup.
Oh, nice. I'm stealing that move.
McChesney goes face first. Could have it known.
I think Justin LaBar has a financial stake in this match because as that 2 count was coming down, LaBar took a very creepy and cautious step towards the ring. I think that's something maybe to watch.
Point. We've seen Norman LaBar go toe-to-toe verbally in the past. But Castle signaling for the end, perhaps.
For the master lock?
Master lock. I believe he's signaling for that German suplex. Here we go. Can he get him over? McChesney fighting the weight positioning. Breaks the grasp. Caught in midair. The call of the peacock.
Oh!
Top of the head first, and LaBar just grabbed a chair. LaBar with a steel chair. What is he even doing out here? Not as powerful as you think you are. What does that mean? LaBar and Norm getting into it. Here comes Justin Plummer. Plummer was injured by Shane Taylor thanks to LaBar back at Combat in Clearfield. And Plummer just knocked LaBar over. It's not pretty, but it's deserved.
There's a lot of moving parts in this match, and that can only benefit one man, the champion, John McChesney.
And McChesney found the chair. LeBar knew what he was doing. Unfortunately, I think Norm knows what John McChesney's doing.
I think everyone right now knows what John McChesney's doing.
Norm intercepts. A major test of Norm's loyalty. McChesney hits himself! The German! Is he gonna count?
Count!
Another official! Got him! What do we... What are we seeing here? Is this the grand plot? McChesney measuring from behind.
Oh!
Will you count now, Norm? And Dalton kicks out. Norm counted on that exchange, but not for Dalton. TKO, a McChesney specialty. McChesney's at home, way up high. Dalton is prone. Roll through, mid-air adjustment. McChesney mocking Castle.
Oh!
What are you gonna do, Norm? 2, 3. Norm did the right thing.
We have a new champion?
We have a new champion.
World Heavyweight Champion, the Party Peacock, Dalton Castle.
Here's the question that comes out of this match, though. Why does Norm Connors count 3 there and yet seemed apprehensive to count 3? Hang on, we're going to get an explanation.
Man, you had to rely on all that? He just beat you like a man. Congratulations, Dalton Castle.
I'm not often sure why Norm does what he does. All I know is at the end of the day, Norm did the right thing, and the man that's been chasing the IWC Championship for well over a year finally achieved his goal. And McChesney just got the title. McChesney just took the title.
Oh, no, John, hang on. Hold on. John McChesney, hold on. John, I'm going to tell you something. And Dalton, I don't mean to take this from you at the moment. I really don't mean to kill this for you. But this is important. John McChesney, there's one thing that every single person in this building knows, and I've known for as long as I've known you, that you very much probably are the best wrestler in IWC. The only person that doesn't know a John McChesney is you. That said, here tonight, John, he was a man of his word, and it was one-on-one. But that said, John McChesney, you want to keep that belt, you can take that belt, because that belt represents Norm Connors IWC.
Wow.
Dalton Castle, February 22nd, we come back here. The name of the show is The New Era. In Dalton Castle, the new era in IWC begins, and it begins with you.
That's huge.
I'll tell you something, you've got a top-notch promotion, you have class act everywhere you go, and I like what this young man, Dalton Castle, is going to bring to the new era of IWC. I expect big things in 2014.
Dalton Castle is the man, ladies and gentlemen, the era of the Peacock,
has begun. We'll see you in 2014. Good night from IWC Home Video.